What's up, y'all? This is your boy Charles in this world, checking in. Listen, we got this really cool video, man. It's about an informer on Rikers Island. Rikers Island is like a real notorious prison, and I believe it's in Northern California. Let's go ahead and check out this video, and I'm gonna come back with my reaction. Hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate you. If I can find the video.
I was a correction officer at Rikers Island for 2 years. Rikers Island is an island with 9 jails that house inmates awaiting trial. There's been multiple occasions when I've been touring and an inmate will pull his penis out, will masturbate. They would set fires in their cell. You can be walking doing your tour and all of a sudden urine or feces is thrown at you. The inmates are in there for murder, rape, domestic violence, burglary, robbery. It's just an island filled with gangs that are constantly trying to kill each other. Almost all of them had weapons, knives, or sharp objects. Officers would be assaulted daily. It can range from a broken nose to a broken eye socket, broken bones, broken ribs. There's no limit to what these inmates would do to you. We are at a time where the inmates are running the prison. There is definitely officers accepting bribes.
What? Oh, so
It's
this is like
awaiting
a
trial.
minute.
Island filled with gangs.
So this is like a series, Informer. I thought it was just one episode, but I guess that's why they got the mask on. Duh. I was like, why they got these weird ass masks on? These scary Scream movie slasher film masks. Anyway, that's why they got it, because they're informing. This is a series by Vice. Okay, my bad. Hit that thumbs up button, y'all.
That are constantly trying to kill each other. Almost all of them had weapons, knives, or sharp objects.
Here we go. My bad.
I was hired to provide custody, care, and control of the inmates. The system has definitely failed everyone involved. The inmates, the officers, everyone involved is suffering. 60 people quit in one day. Your captain would side with the inmate before they would side with you. They're worried about that publicity because they're trying to keep certain things under wraps. Drugs is very rampant. There's K2, fentanyl, marijuana. Any drug basically you could think of, they probably have it. The value of any drug in jail is worth much more than it would be worth on the outside, maybe like 5 times more. There is definitely officers accepting bribes. Not only officers, but civilians bring it in as well. The people who are in charge of programs, doctors, nurses. During the pandemic, visits were suspended, so they weren't getting them through visits. Some of them are scared. Some of them do it for the money. On Rikers, the alcohol is called hooch. And what they would do is save their fruits and they would ferment the fruit. They would mix it with hot water and sugar and they would let it sit there. And then they would get drunk. They would become very touchy-feely. Then they would become aggressive. And then they would start fighting each other, start arguing. It would just lead to disaster. I remember the first time that an inmate masturbated in front of me.
It's funny. My cousin used to be a correction officer at 33. I don't know why she ended up losing that. No, I don't know if she lost her job or not. I shouldn't say that, but I always wonder why my cousin started working for in Orlando, Florida, 33rd Street. 33rd Street was the name of the jail, and she would talk about how the guys would pull their penises out and just start masturbating every time they would see her, in front of her. They'll just whip it out and she just start jacking off. That's crazy. But I was thinking to myself, that's not even prison. That's jail. Like, people in the jail are usually only doing less than 3 years. Like, y'all can't wait till you get out of jail.
Feeding them through the feeding slot. Once you open their slot to put their tray, they would put their penis in the slot. I screamed, and the other officers on the floor was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "He's masturbating," and they were like,
Just put his dick through the damn food tray. I get this picture. I can't even picture the dick. Pause. But I just picture the chick seeing the dick just popping out of it. That's crazy.
"Oh, He does that to everyone. Like it was just normal. I felt violated. I felt disrespected. I felt scared. I remember being scared to do my tours. There was a time in the building that I worked where an inmate got into the A station where a female officer was.
Oh,
He was
wow.
able to rip her duty belt off, rip her pants off. Thankfully, an officer was able to come and help her. He was being held for rape. I believe his intentions were to rape her.
Of
They
course.
suggested that we wear Spanx underneath our uniform for just in case. It shouldn't be a just in case. Am I going to
Wow.
go to work today and is my belt going to be ripped off? Some of the inmates
Not
are
gonna be
used to the
almost.
pepper spray, so it does nothing to them. And then there's others that threaten you. If you do use your spray, I'm going to cut you. You're in a position like, do I spray and get cut? Or what do I do? There's some of your captains are there just to tear you down. If you report something or you get into an incident, they want to know, what did you do wrong? What did you not do to prevent it? You're more likely to end up in jail being a correction officer than you would as a civilian on the street. Suicide attempts on Rikers are pretty common. It breaks my heart. They are humans and they do have families that love them and are waiting for them to come home. It's just sad. Typically, there are about 50 inmates to one officer. The job was so draining that I would literally come from work and sleep until my next shift the next morning. Then the pandemic.
Damn. So they would be exhausted. Why she even want to do that? To be a female in a man's in Rikers Island at that. Rikers is one of the most notorious hard prisons in America. And she wanted to be a female. They must be paying her really good. If the money starting off must be real good for her to want to take a job like that. That's a man wouldn't even want to work at Rikers, let alone a female.
Hit.
And a mostly man's prison.
And that's when I actually started getting stuck. That's 16 hours back to back. My coworker called me from the jail. She's like, I'm on 24 hours and they won't let me leave. And they're saying if I walk off the post, I'm going to get suspended. You're on post for 24 hours and then a fight breaks out and they expect you to do everything right on no sleep. You're supposed to still do your duties to the best of your ability. I have seen female officers terminated for having relationships with the inmates.
Of course.
There has been incidents where
women, that's that instinct. They love the bad boy, even in prison. You know, they had a prisoner at one time got like 13 officers pregnant or something like that. Something crazy. It was like 3 or 4 of them. It wasn't that many. I'm exaggerating, but I think it might have been like 2 correctional officers. This dude had got women pregnant.
Officers have been impregnated by inmates. Once you start a relationship with an inmate, or once you say yes to them,
they love the bad boys.
Once, you can't say no because you're locked in. You're trapped at that point. I didn't have a coping method. I had chest pain. I've had colleagues died from heart attacks. I remember thinking I'm 21 and I'm gonna have a heart attack. I hit rock bottom. I actually tried to quit like 3 times. You know, they would always convince me to stay in the fight. I remember getting to a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. Just give me the paper to sign and I'm done. I remember still feeling that chest pain for probably up to 5 months after I quit until it went away. And right after me, hundreds of people were quitting. If I can talk to an officer that was looking to join corrections, I would tell them, don't do it. It's not worth your quality of life. It's not worth your mental health. And until there is some sort of structure and safety, you shouldn't even consider it.
Wow. That was good. You know, my cousin, I think that's probably why she ended up quitting. And she wasn't even working at a prison. She was working at a jail. And she said it was that bad. They kept, she said the guys would always, they would have her somewhere and she would have to, I guess you would call them tears. You call them tears, whatever. And my cousin said that they had her in one of the tiers and she was watching the inmates and stuff. And then they would just, they would be going to the bathroom, I guess they could walk around, I guess, that tier. And they would come by. She would be like in the glass locked in area. She'd be like in a glass locked in area where they couldn't get to her. You know what I'm saying? But still, it was like she would see everything. And the dudes would walk up and just pull their thing out and start, hey girl, you know. You know what I'm saying? And my cousin said she would always do like this, and they would get all man, fuck you, bitch. What you know, no, you used to tell you know, you tell a dude he got a small thing, they start losing it. You know what I'm saying? We have our pride is in our penis, man. So she said the dudes would be flipping out. Like, fuck you ain't all that, you know. But yeah, some of the women would get impregnate. She said, my cousin said that some of the women they would be dating the inmates in the jail. You know what I'm saying? That's just women love bad boys, man, instinctually. You know, you would think, why would you want to be with somebody that's in prison? You know, she said a lot of times bank robbers, murders, dope dealers, the female correction officers be dating them. You know. So that was from Vice, y'all. Y'all would watch Vice. It's on YouTube, Vice TV. So I guess this is a new series they have called Informer, where they have people, I guess, snitching, I guess work top secret jobs or doing certain things that they're not supposed to be talking about it. Thus, that's why they got the mask on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What y'all think about that, man? Leave your comments and subscribe to the channel. Charles and Ezra. Appreciate it.